Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If it is your first time at the channel, thank you for stopping by. For all of my subscribers, I apologize guys, it has actually been a little bit since I've been able to make videos. Just to share a little bit of what's happened in my personal life, I happened to lose my father last week on Valentine's Day. So obviously this has been a really tough week for me and my family. To put him to rest and just to cherish the time that we had with him. We're thankful for everything that he's given us throughout our lives, but anyway, that is what's been going on. But we are back to making videos here, and life moves on, and just cherish what we had of him. Also, guys, I just want to thank you all very much. We have now passed over 1,000 subscribers to the channel, which is, I know this is not a massive channel by any means, but it is a really cool feeling that over 1,000 of you appreciate and enjoy watching these videos. And let me just thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. I really do appreciate that very much so. And I will continue to make videos. I absolutely love making them, and I'm really excited for this year's competition season. It ought to be a real blast. Alright, so what do we got going on tonight? I just need to do a couple of, basically I just did my oil change, and every 10,000 I like to change my Fass filters, as well as my external Allison filter, as well as adding on a little bit of piece of tech here. So I already have an EGT Probe. It's on one of my gauges in the truck itself, but that is just an analog gauge, and therefore I cannot actually log it. And so I've had a lot of people ask me, and I should be knowing myself anyway, but as far as, what kind of EGTs are, what kind of temperatures are you getting to when you're pulling and when you're racing, and say, you know what? I'm so caught up in the moment when I do that I actually have no idea. By adding this into my Edge CTS, I will be able to actually monitor and then also log the data that is coming off the EGT. So not only will I be able to see my RPM and my fuel rail pressure and all that kind of stuff, I'll also be able to see my EGTs and be able to go back and look at them and graph them and be able to use that for any kind of performance tuning or whatever else I want to, any tweaks we want to do. So I'm pretty excited to have it. So what all comes in the kit? Basically it comes with the probe with just a little bit of a lead here, as well as the extension harness, as well as the harness that actually will plug into the back of your CTS. Then on the back side of it here, it has the plug. I'll then attach in here. Basically this is an add-on build kit. So basically they have several different pieces that you can put into this. So this is the EGT probe. You can also add in pressure sensors, for an auxiliary boost pressure sensor, extra fuel pressure sensors, whatever it may be. But this is the kit that I actually went with. I actually got this kit on Amazon. You can get it from many other places, but I got it off Amazon, and actually the link for it is down in the bio. And actually if you were to click that link and buy it through there, it actually helps me out as well. But just as a point of interest there, this is where I got it. It's about $120 or so. It's about the same price no matter where you get it. But in case you're looking for them, you can get it in the link below. So it's actually a pretty easy install. It's not bad, especially because I already have a nicer set of manifolds that have ports in them. If you do not have a probe, I will show it to you later, but you will have to tap, basically have to drill a hole and tap that hole for the fitting itself. But in this case, it already has a bung that's there, has a tap for me anyway. So I just need to get the wheels pulled off, get the inner fender pulled off, pop the hood, get the old one out, put this new one in. So it shouldn't be too bad of an install. We'll go ahead and get going. Also guys, I'm not sure if it shows up in the video very well or not, but these tires are getting pretty low. And we just hit 1,000 subscribers. So we might have to do a burnout here pretty soon. We'll see what happens. Alright guys, here we are, and just as a point of interest, here are the blankets. I'm not sure if I've ever actually got you a picture or a video of them installed. And as you can see, they just kind of really neatly cover up most of the manifold there, and they do a great job. That is a rubber PCV reroute there in the right hand corner of the screen, and it's rubbing right up against it, and it has not been affected whatsoever. So they do a great job. And honestly, I know they're really dirty right now. This truck gets driven in the Illinois winter, but other than that, they look really nice. So that being said, we are going to remove this old EGT probe and probably have to pull the wire off and remove this manifold blanket just a little bit to get the new probe put in, and then we'll rerun the wire all the way up and into the cab. Just another point of interest, guys, while we're talking about it, I did not choose to have these ceramic coated, and honestly I probably would have done so if I were to go back and do it again. So these are just the raw, and you can see them kind of a little bit of flash rusting there, you know, it kind of rubs off with your finger. And honestly, these blankets do a great job of protecting that. You can see exactly where the blanket stops. But even so, guys, I think it's like an extra $120. If you're spending the money, do it right. Have it ceramic coated, then you can choose whether or not you want blankets or not, but it should at least allow them to have a little bit more protection against, you know, rusting and that kind of stuff. You know, is that going to be a problem? No, but it's just, you know, I'm anal, and you know, if you're gonna spend that kind of money, you want it to stay nice. So just my 2 cents. Okay, so back at it. So here's obviously the bung that this goes into. If you do not have one of these, that's okay. You just need to drill it out, drill a hole, and then tap it for a 1/4 NPT. I don't know those, you know, off the top of my head as far as what the proper hole size is, but you'll need to get yourself a 1/4 NPT tap. Most of them are pretty universally standard as a 1/4 NPT. This is the original one here. This one will also fit to it. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this in here. And I'll tighten that down. I'll put the blanket back over the top, put the strap back on to hold the blanket in place, and then we'll go ahead and get the new probe in and run the wires up to the CTS. All right, so we are installed there, and this is actually a really cool piece because they actually made this kit not that long ago, I believe, and it's different because it actually just has a lead here. So in case you actually have an EGT probe go bad, you don't have to replace the entire kit. You just have to replace this bottom 15 inches or so along with the probe. Basically it's just plug and play. So now we'll run the rest of the harness, hook it up to the edge. Okay guys, so all the wiring is ran. It's coming from across the top of the cab. It goes actually down through the firewall and is plugged into the back of the Edge CTS, and this is this black harness that's coming out of here already. So that's what's actually coming from the CTS. And this actual connector is what is coming from the back of the probe itself, right? So you see there's a female and a male side to this, so you cannot actually mess this up. Coming from the edge itself is a male side, so it's going to come into this side here, and then they have an extra plug there to be able to cap it off on the other side. So you plug this one into this side, and then this one here goes into this close side here. So I'm going to go ahead and put these together, go ahead and key on the truck, put it into the monitor itself, and see what happens. Alright guys, and it's really that easy. Basically just go in there, select a new PID, select the EAS EGT, and you're good to go. Looks like it's monitoring there, looks like it's accurate, so we're in good shape. One other thing to note here guys, I actually had to unplug and pull out the wires from my bottom gauge because that is my parameter, that was my analog parameter. So that's not going to work, but that is okay because I have on order right now a mount to remount my edge into this place here. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this gauge. These actually just pull out. There we go. I see it's all unplugged right now. It's just kind of just sitting here as a dummy hole. But we're going to go ahead and remount this guy into here. It ought to be quite a bit cleaner than having it on here. It'll hang out right here instead. That'll be great. So 2 gauges, and replace this gauge with the CTS itself. So that's really all it is, guys. It's really not that bad of an install. It just takes a little bit of time to actually run those wires up through the firewall, that kind of stuff, you know, and actually now if you did have to actually drill and tap that hole, that might take a little bit longer, but even so, it's really not a bad install. But it just makes it so that I can log everything when I want to, you know, which would be quite a bit better. So thanks guys. If you haven't already, please hit that like, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and continue to follow guys. It is already getting partway through February, so it'll be polling season before we know it. Have a good night.